Why do Pokemon fans love Liko from Pokémon Horizons? Is it because she's basically a human-sized Oshawott who can crack a face? Well, yes, sort of, but there's a lot more to it. In fact, there are 3 big reasons behind Liko's popularity that might surprise you. Because Pokemon's new lead character is really different from Ash Ketchum, and the reasons fans love her have nothing to do with big battles, gym badges, Greninja, or roasting senior citizens. Not to mention that her existence has completely shaken up the Pokemon anime as we know it. So what's the big deal? And what is that? Of course, not everyone is a fan of Liko. Some people think that her personality is too subdued to be the show's main character, that she isn't proactive enough, and others are simply mad that she isn't Ash. Or is she? And the 3 reasons why she is such a lovable character are super interesting. So pull out your Rotom phone, dial subscribe to Charles, and let's jump right in. But first, if you want to turn your passion into a paycheck or set up a profitable side hustle, we have a free trial offer that's worth checking out from today's sponsor, Skillshare. Because from building a beautiful website to selling your art online to making the ultimate hot dogs for your food truck, Skillshare can help you hit the ground running. For example, my wife wants to set up an Etsy shop, so we cruised through Etsy insider Parker Guards building an Etsy shop that sells class over on Skillshare to quickly get a solid plan together. And as for myself, I've been learning to better manage my YouTube project pipeline with Ashante Bean's Notion for YouTube creators so that I have more time and energy for the fun stuff, actually making videos. So if you're interested in building creative skills or turning your creative skills into a career, then I recommend taking advantage of my link below, as the first 500 people to click the link can get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. And once you've joined, be sure to check out the class that I made on increasing daily happiness. I'm sure you'll find it helpful, and I'm curious what you think about it. So snag the trial, best of luck skilling up, and with that said, it's back to today's chat. I love her personality, and she is so damn cute and adorable. She's basically a human version of an Oshawott. Her expression, lol, the face she makes from time to time is hilarious. One word, blue. I adore it. Firstly, we have the energy, which can be broken into 2 categories: character design and personality quirks. In terms of the character design, it's totally Oshawott. I mean, it's totally excellent. The slick jacket, the fashionable high-waisted shorts, the swag bag, the hair clip connecting us to the past, and the power cowlicks work together with a soft color palette and skin tone that make Liko quite distinct from Fisher-Price Ketchum and the past heroines. Somewhere between Lily and Dawn, her design is delicate with a few harsh elements, and she is a bit dinkier looking than past heroines to create a stronger contrast with adult travel companions like Molly and Orla. Aesthetically, Liko is distinct, cool, and as cute as the family hamster, but it's the personality quirks that take the energy of that slick design and transform Liko into a memorable character. If you've seen Pokémon Horizons, then you've probably noticed that one of the new anime's ongoing gags is just how awkwardly Liko reacts to things. The go-to examples are all the hilarious faces she cracks in response to unexpected situations, but there are more subtle quirks such as her skepticism or her snarky reactions to the foolishness of her friends, or just how intensely serious she gets about her duties. For instance, when she goes all out on making curry in a scene that doubles as a goofy reference to the Moe Moe Kyun gesture of K-On! And Maid Cafe fame, or when she totally loses it when she screws up at babysitting. She's basically just a cute, compassionate, and wholesome character all around, like a kind-hearted but comically awkward little girl trying her best to fit in with a bunch of adults. And that leads us to the next reason why Pokemon fans love Liko. I like that her personality is very distinct from Ash and similar protagonists. More introspective, getting more of her thoughts and feelings, like young Sakura done right. I love how relatable she is. I also love how she is the complete inverse to Ash. Basically, a lot of people find Liko relatable. Even in the early days, Ash Ketchum clearly embodied a set of ideals to aspire to. Courage, resilience, passion. He was a paragon of human ideals in many ways. Not to mention, a paragon of diss tracks. But you could argue that Liko better represents the actual experience of the average kid setting out into the world. Yeah, she's clever and gifted in certain ways, but she's also naive, socially anxious, she overthinks things, she makes mistakes that hurt herself and the people around her, and Pokémon Horizons has put a lot of emphasis on exploring her character flaws. One of those flaws is Liko's tendency to prioritize compassion over doing what is actually right. And here are 2 good examples of that flaw in action. The first example is in episode 2 when the explorers attack the brave Olivine to steal away Liko and her pendant. The Rising Volt tacklers step up to defend Liko, but mid-battle Liko surrenders herself to the explorers so that nobody will get hurt on her account. The result of this benign-looking self-sacrifice was not a good one. As you've probably experienced at some point, slinking away from necessary confrontations may relieve pressure in the short term but tends to create even worse outcomes in the long term. In this situation, Liko needed to be courageous and stand in solidarity with the rising Volt tacklers who were doing their best to protect her, but her misguided compassion got her cat snatched and gave the RBT an even bigger headache to deal with in the following episodes. Another example of Liko's compassion devolving into a flaw was in episode 20, wherein Liko was tearing apart Kabu's gym trainer apprentice Wakaba in battle, only to suddenly forfeit because she saw Wakaba's fiery ambition and didn't want to impede her progress. Taken at face value, this appeared to be a kind gesture, but in reality, Liko's forfeit not only disrespected Wakaba's effort to win, but also denied Wakaba the opportunity to get stronger in the face of adversity, which is exactly what she needed to do to continue progressing toward her dream. Understandably, the forfeit pissed people off, much like how Ash falling to his own arrogance time and time again pissed people off 25 years ago. But at the end of the day, it was yet another opportunity for Liko's character development. And sure enough, the Chad, Kabu, turned this disaster into a coachable moment that sharpened Liko's moral compass. Liko isn't a flashy, inspirational ball of ambition like Ashy Boy, but it's her clashes with her own flaws and her struggle to find the right path forward that make her an interesting and relatable character to follow. And one feature of Liko's conflicted personality that fans love is the series of inner monologues revealing her thoughts and feelings throughout the story. Having such an introspective character in the lead role is quite the rarity in this type of show, and Liko certainly resembles a shoujo anime protagonist more than a shonen anime style protagonist like Ash or most of the heroes in similar programs. It seems pretty obvious that the intent is to increase the Pokemon anime's appeal among young girls, either simply to expand the Pokemon demographic or perhaps even because the company has some kind of data suggesting that girls and young women are more likely to spend more money on more Pokemon merchandise, or something like that. But either way, the result is an interesting new character with a unique story to tell, and that brings us to the third reason why Pokemon fans love Liko. I love how she's 180 degrees different from Palatown Boy Ash. It gives the anime a fresh feel. I honestly really enjoy her wholesome, adorable character so far, with her being more shy in comparison to Ash, and I'm interested to see what they do to develop her character later on because there is definitely potential. Quite simply, Liko is different. The character design, the energy, and the conflicted, inward-looking characteristic we've discussed so far make Liko very distinct from bombastic, all-action anime heroes such as Luffy, Tyson, Rekka, Goku, or Ash Ketchum. And that's not to say that that particular go-getter archetype is not popular for good reason. But as much as we might miss old faces, it was for the best that we didn't end up with nothing more than Costco brand Ash in girls' clothes. Of course, sometimes I do wonder if Pokémon Horizons would feel just a little bit more vibrant if Ash Ketchum was at the helm. But we have to commend the anime's creators for having the courage to do something new after 25 years of doing the same thing. And more and more and more of the same thing. And when all is said and done, maybe this era of the Pokemon anime will work, maybe it won't, maybe it will be loved, or maybe it will be hated. But at least we are finally exploring new horizons in the world of Pokemon storytelling. And that is the most exciting thing about Liko, that she represents a fresh start for the Pokemon anime. Not only is she simply different from what came before, but she has all the room to develop that Ash had back when he began his journey. And it's that potential that keeps core fans tuned into the show week after week. We are already seeing her shore up some of her character flaws. She is beginning to form her own identity. And although I think she would shine even more brightly if the contrast with her sidekick was a bit sharper, she has the energy, relatability, and novelty to make her a refreshing new character, and that is why Pokemon fans love Liko.